Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Construction Show. We're filming at Con Expo here in Vegas. We've done quite a few episodes already, and we got more to come. But today we have a special guest. Their company is based in Austria, and DMH is going to be joining us, featured on the show. And we're going to have Franz Jonke on, and he's going to be talking us through product lines, some new products that they're rolling out, and just giving us some background on the company. So, Franz, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jared. My pleasure. We are glad to be here. It's our third time at this show.
Oh, how does this one compare to other years?
I would say it's the best ever.
Yeah,
definitely.
Has the company grown quite a bit in those years building up to since you've been here?
Yes, definitely. So we grew about, I would say, 50% over the last 8 years.
Wow.
Which is a significant step for us.
Significant and consistent?
Consistent. I mean, a few backlogs.
Yeah, of course.
Because of things happened, the crisis and stuff like that. But overall, beautiful growth during the last years. We have been founded in 1997. We have now about 180 employees, and all started in Austria, where we manufacture. That's the only place where we do it. The success story actually began because there was a need on seals made on demand. DMH took the challenge, and we built up a nice turnkey system, making seals without cost of molds, with keeping inventory quite low.
So was that pretty? Was that pretty revolutionary for the industry at the time?
Definitely, it was very revolutionary when we started. Over the years, it became kind of state of the art.
Right.
The way how we manufacture, but overall, it's a technology driven by Austrian companies and spread out globally.
So what has the company done since 97 to help them grow in the way that they have?
We always try to keep capital in the company. So we are a family-owned business, and this actually promoted growth and enabled growth over the years. We are not the company who do revolutionary innovations, but we try to keep up and try to innovate constantly. So we did improve our range of products over the years. It doesn't matter if we talk about materials or machinery, and we became over the years the leading company in this specific niche of machine seal business.
Yeah. Who do you want to talk to at this show? What is the goal coming to an event like this?
Our typical customers are seal shops, seal distributors, and seal manufacturers.
Okay.
And this is a beautiful place to meet these guys.
So they're the ones actually selling your product to the end user then?
You need to understand. We manufacture seals, but it's not our core business. So this is a service to our customers. Our core business is producing blanks and billets for the sealing industry. And more than that, we are a technology company producing machines which are capable to process plastics perfectly.
So your customers are actually making the seals then?
Yeah, that's the idea. We wanna give them the opportunity to look after their markets, to produce seals on demand, keeping inventory low and being flexible. So the idea is making seals fast and simple within a few hours. So best within 24 hours.
So do you do any supply of seals yourself directly to customers? Do you have any markets for that, or is it all through basically a distribution network then?
All through distribution network. We don't want to compete with our clients.
Right. So give a setup. Is there let's stick with the US market. What would be an example of one of your clients, and what would their setup? What type of machines would they be getting from you? What would their configurations?
Yeah. First of all, you need to know we have very different kind of customers. Very small businesses, 5, 6 employees.
Oh, like just little ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also the very big ones. So we deal with customers who employ like 20,000, 25,000 employees. Our technology is something, for some of the smaller ones, it's core business. For the bigger ones, is a nice extra service to customers. You can also call it express service.
Right.
Or even our technology is used for prototyping when we consider people who do injection molding, for instance.
Right. Okay. So, well, let's go with the ones that's like an add-on service. So they would be. So, what would be an example? What would they be offering to their clients, and then using you as an add-on? What would be an example of would that be like an equipment supplier?
The typical client for us is a distributor. So they buy off seal manufacturers and keep stock of ready-made seals. But on the other hand, they have demand on custom-made seals. And there is several reasons why. It could be because they need to supply the aftermarket, because older equipment is in place and there is no seals available on the market anymore. Or consider refurbished equipment. So if you take an hydraulic cylinder and if this becomes refurbished over time, the geometry is going to change because they hone the cylinder, whatever. So the clearance is not the same as before anymore. And for this, you need an customized seal. And this is our idea. And we want always to give our customers the chance to supply the perfect fit. Doesn't matter if it is aftermarket or prototype seals for high volumes, whatever it is.
I mean, I realize that seals are in everything. So this is I know, but maybe I'll try to get it down to just in the construction show. Let's say. Yeah. What product lines are going to be, as an example here, would be using your seals?
Yeah, it's construction, it's oil and gas, it's mechanical engineering, it's stuff like excavators, it's mining equipment, it's could go into oil equipment, could go into elevators, forklifts, whatever you can imagine. And in general, and that's something you should know, the seal itself is an underestimated part of a big equipment. But if this fails, it can have a huge impact, and it can somehow end in a big disaster. Yeah. So imagine if something fails when you transport people, or if some crane would lose weight and falls down to people. Yeah. That's kind of a nightmare.
So here at Con Expo, is there any product lines that you're rolling out here at the show?
Yeah, definitely. We have got 2 news. One new product is the machine behind us. It's a DMH 850H, a super nice machine which covers almost 90% of market needs in terms of diameter. So you can go with this machine from very small to big. And that's the first time that we present this machine to the market here. And on the other hand, we have another product here, which is material-wise, we call it HPU Super Soft. It's a TPU material, polyurethane, very soft, nice even for pneumatics. And the hardness of this material, or better say softness is 80 for sure A. And the tricky thing is to machine this properly. And we did
It's so soft.
yeah, because it's so soft, and we worked out a beautiful way how to machine this properly, and the surface finishing is absolutely okay.
So is it so in a product like that? Can it run through the 850H? Is that
Yes, definitely. You can basically go with this machine from very tiny products, 4 millimeters, up to 850 millimeters
in the one machine?
in the one machine.
So okay, so as a client, then one of your clients who's selling essentially your products to the end user, are they buying? Would a like 5 or 6 person company have a machine like this, or would this be one of those big? They have thousands of employees. Like who's buying this one?
Yeah. Right now, there's guests here at our booth. They have bought the very first machine of this. And
really?
This is a nice US company. They employ, like, I would assume, something like 30 employees.
Okay.
They have got certain technologies in place, but this is their third machine. So typically, our customers run like 2 to 8 machines.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so now with the new clients, what would be an application for the old, like the smaller machines that you have? Is that what would someone buy that for? Because they don't get into the bigger range, or what would be the purpose?
There's several reasons. Either they start from scratch,
Right.
or they have big equipment in place, like the machine behind us, or a 700 machine, or a 500 machine, and they want to have a spare machine or a machine for over-the-counter business to fulfill what we promised, making seals on demand fast and simple. So they can do the high volumes on the bigger machine, and they keep another one just for people coming in asking for one piece job.
Right. So are they that yellow that you just held up? Are they getting this in like these like kind of tubes, and they hold them as inventory?
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
That's the idea, actually. You need to imagine, if you want to cover a huge range in terms of size and materials, it leads into a vast number of seals sitting in stock.
Yeah.
So the idea was, we bring rather billets, lower the inventory, and we can make different kind of profiles out of one piece of billet. So we have a beautiful software which comes along with our machine.
I was going to get into that now. Yeah.
And this enables to cut about 170 different profiles without programming G-codes. The operator just need to punch in the OD, the ID, the height of the seal, and of course, they need to pick the right profile first. And the machine generates the design or the geometry, and you basically take the raw material, you put it into the machine, you set up the machine with the right tools, you transfer the program to the machine, and you push the button. And after a few minutes,
You've got a seal.
You've got the seal.
Is that program? So you're saying is it pretty uniform? Like for this the 850H or a lower or like a smaller model, will the software and the programs be very similar? Is it sort of cross-platform?
It's identically.
Oh, okay.
It's the same for all sizes of machines. We just distinguish the controls, or the BLC, and the ways the tools can move. So that's actually how we control this.
How much has the software side evolved though over the last, let's say, 10 years? Has there been I would imagine, touchscreens and all those sort of things coming in. Has that advanced quite a bit in recent years?
You saw the touch screen. This is more marketing stuff for the show and to explain customers when we welcome them in our house. The software itself, we run our own IT group in-house. They do the software for the machine, and we constantly improve. Either we add on more profiles, or we add on specific equipment. Like, imagine if you want to do split cuts. I have got a seal here. You see, it's splitted.
Yeah.
If you want to do something like that, you need a machine with live tooling. So in the past, we had like only 2-axis applications. Over the time, the market became more demanding. And so we add live tooling. And that's also now built in our software. So
Right.
we are improving step by step over the years.
On specific machines, let's say a cat or something, like big excavator. Do you have? How are they speccing what actual seals are needed? Do you have a machine? Is there a machine log, or how to, if there's 50 seals on one machine, how are you sort of tracking that?
There's lots of experience our clients have. This data, we support them. But quite often people come in, especially if equipment is down, they have the old seal with them. Now, it's our clients who look at it, who measure, who see it, figure out which type of seal it is, and they make the perfect fit for them. That's if we talk about a breakdown situation. There might be other situations like clients who integrate our customers in the very early stage of engineering equipment. So if it comes to OEM or custom products.
Yeah.
So, and that's actually what our clients prefer. Getting into this process very early.
You're right.
So that you can have an influence on the design work, because the groove size of the housing has a huge impact on the design of the seal. And if you bring the experts together, the mechanical engineers together with the seal engineers, then you get the perfect result.
I want to kind of step back, let's say 35 years ago. How are people replacing their seals then? Because it's one of these things that now that it seems like it would be hard to now go back to a different way of doing it once you do it through your systems.
Yeah.
So how are they doing
now, both is still available on the market. Back then, they had
pulled inventory, right?
They did hold inventory of ready-made seals, injection molded seals primarily.
Yeah.
And this is still the majority of seals sold worldwide. But if it comes to specials, if it comes to problems, if it comes to old equipment where it's not economically anymore to do injection molded stuff, because you need minimum order volumes, we can do a single piece on time.
That's wild.
So it's actually two worlds supporting each other.
Right. It would seem, what about the supply chain side? That would seem like you kind of fill a huge gap there as well. Like, since this supply chain challenges have come in, have you been able, it would seem like almost that would have been good for business for you.
We took the chance, we grew a lot, but honestly, Jared, it's not that we don't feel the effects of collapsing supply chains.
Right, so it hits you.
Thing hits us as well. But we are more flexible because our lots are not that big. So
right.
The amount of raw material today is limited. And now the question is, do you do 100,000 of one type of steel and put that on stock, even if nobody needs it at the time being? Maybe out of this 100,000, 80,000 might be sold, 20 hang around. Or if you use this limited amount to make seals on demand where the current need is.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, we very often hit into the situation that equipment is down.
Yeah.
And then customers are in big problems. And if you consider, for instance, a huge vessel, a huge yard, for freight, bringing overseas goods, if this can't run each day,
so crazy what it comes down to.
They easily lose about 10 to 15,000 euros a day.
Yeah.
So it's up to us keeping them running and keeping them in business.
What, just switching over to the sort of the management of the company, what's sort of their approach to growth, pushing into the market? I mean, the U.S. is such a big market. You know, everybody understands that. How do you approach getting into the market, expanding? I mean, you got 50 states. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
Good question.
yeah.
Good question. Actually, we try to act globally. Yeah, we started in Austria, Europe. Of course, first you try to do the closer markets, and over time we became a global acting company. Next thing is, as I spoke about time and fast and simple, the consequence is somehow you need to have inventory on site. So over the time we either we put businesses into market or we made corporations, and nowadays we have a few distribution hubs worldwide. There's one in Asia, there's one in Australia, and US became the most important market for us over time. And that's the reason why we run our biggest affiliate here in the US, in Cleveland, Ohio. It's called DMH USA. We have got a beautiful management team here. It's a former Austrian living since ages here in the United States, and he managed our company. They basically have inventory here, and they cut seals here for our distributors. And they distribute in all states in the United States.
Wow. It's so for people watching this, if they're interested, you sort of guided us through who some of those your target clients were. What is sort of the steps if they want to become, if they want to bring on some of your machines and start that process?
Yeah. So as I said, we are very much focused on seal shops, seal distributors, and manufacturers. This means if you follow this strategy, you supply them.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to go into business, they can put requests into our company in the United States. The team will help them either with machine seals, or if they have somehow opportunity to cut seals on certain lathes, they can buy material there as well. If they want to go follow a more professional way, they would reach out to us in Austria, because the machine business itself is promoted from Austria. So it's it's me in person who looks after the US market in regards of the machine. And we both together, our US company DMH USA and DMH Austria, which is the headquarter, we try to work together and try to offer best service to these clients. So everybody's welcome to reach out to Peter Holzer or MD in Cleveland, Ohio, or to find me. Somehow it's the easiest way is to hop on the internet, punch in DMH.at.
We'll put plenty of links here in the link below.
And they will find us.
For you, I'm just curious about just the culture of I haven't been to Austria. Obviously,
You should.
I should. I plan to. I spent quite a bit of time in the U.S. and in Canada, of course. I'm just curious, this is just more of a personal business development side. What is there a difference in culture of doing business? And like when you come here, do you approach customers different than if you're communicating in Austria and all those types of things?
You try, but at the end, you do what you do. But there is differences, definitely. It's the way you think, it's the way you act, and in the past it also was a quite big difference in the way you invest and how you did your decision-making process. Yeah.
Right.
And but since America first and all these supply chain issues which we hit into, I feel the investment climate changed in the United States.
Okay.
And the culture is, well, the mindset is more open into going into investments rather than outsourcing, buying from overseas. That's something I really see.
So that interest of people wanting to be able to operate in-house and which is exactly what you're trying to,
Which is beautiful for us. It's a big chance. We need to take it, and we are happy.
So you've actually noticed that shift. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, and you see that in our sales numbers. So the number of machines shipped into USA increased tremendously over the last 18 months.
Well, yeah, with these supply chain people, they need. We've talked to multiple companies here, and we had one company. They shifted from having like representatives in different locations to actually having staff in different, like a complete business model shift because of the demand of that local support is just skyrocketed.
And this will go on.
Yes.
Because, as I said, we are an underrated part of the whole thing. But if you bring in now,
so key.
Yeah,
but so
we
important.
are key. That's the point. However, if you bring in more equipment and if you start producing more again here in the United States, it's a matter of fact that at a certain point you will need spares.
Yeah.
Equipment need to be refurbished. You're going to service it, to maintain it, and this is a promoter for our business,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah. No, it's very exciting. And the part of what I was asking too is just, for instance, we started to push into the Australian market on our media side, and there was this funny thing that happened where Australians would say that they were keen, and we didn't know that meant that they wanted to go.
Yeah.
We didn't realize that. So we'd go, okay, well, we'll touch base in a couple weeks. We thought that was like a Canadian version of that would be like, yeah, we're very interested. That's what we thought it meant. So we had a huge communication gap that went on for a few months. And then someone that knew the Australian market said, no, they're trying to buy. That's a yes.
Yeah.
And
and they are very different, yeah?
Yeah, it's a different approach, yeah.
Maybe same roots, same language.
Yeah, but it's a different
accent, but the culture is different.
Yeah, and I find over in like the U.S. market as opposed to Canada. In the U.S., once they get the information, you'll get a very clear yes or no. Where in Canada, it's much more like our Canadian, and they'll know who we are. We'll take, it might take a month to sort of go back and forth and work it out.
Rightly.
Yeah, and whereas in the U.S., it's like bang, bang. And you got to be on it. And I'm just wondering, does any of that sort of culture stand out to you? Have you noticed that being here?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, it starts with simple things, Europe is more and more getting into it and becoming more similar than United States. But when we speak to each other, I would never ever say hi Gerard to you when I meet you first. So, and you guys, hi Franz. Yeah, this is one of the simple things. Yeah.
Okay.
The way you talked, also, it comes also to clothes.
Yeah.
You guys are relaxed. We are still kind of, more business casual or business than casual.
Yeah.
You need to accommodate over time.
Yeah.
And you need to get into it, but
it's kind of the charm, though, of doing business around the world is seeing the differences, right? And not letting that sort of, it's certainly not a negative. It's quite interesting. Like I've been over to Japan, and it was so different. Like the time, the structure, it's just right on.
But you are talking about maybe one of the hardest markets ever. It's another story.
No, it's very exciting. How long are you here before you head back to Austria?
So we arrived Sunday.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay till the show closes tomorrow. We need to pack everything together, ship it back home. We're gonna stay for a few more days, seeing customers and clients, and then we go back next week on Wednesday evening. Preparing ourselves for the next show, which is Hanover, April 17 till 21st.
And what show is that?
That's Hanover Messe, it's called. And every second year they have also like here a kind of fluid and power division or focus. And that's where we try to showcase again after a long COVID break. And we'll see if we can welcome customers from all around the world, or if only Europeans will show up.
Yeah, well, I think you got
keen to see what happens.
Well, maybe a few people will watch this show and show up.
Yeah.
You.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Franz.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
And thank you, everybody, for watching. Of course, we'll have links and everything to people from their team and direct links to DMH. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will see you on the next episode of The Construction Show.